Hey guys, yeah, I'm back with this TGIF vlog. Yeah, TGIF vlog for today, Friday, March 11th, 2022. And I'll tell you guys, it has been a very interesting week at my job. First of all, since I began back in January, it's one of the first weeks in a while that I've done multiple days. Not back to back to back to back, but still multiple days. I've done Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. This Monday and Tuesday I'll be working, and then I'll be working Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The only difference is that after Monday, each day is 4 hours, 4.5 hours, unless they need me to stay a little later. But thankfully, they do work with my bus schedule because of the fact that, hey, they want the workers there. They gotta work with them in any way, shape or form that's possible. Now, as I've said before, I think I mentioned this before already, but in a video earlier, but I'm gonna say it right now. I've experienced this before at my job at Walmart. I saw it happen. I saw it, being attempted, things like that. But honestly, I've never I've never seen it done in this manner. Honestly. And I'm basically 60 days in. 60 days in at Target. And never have I seen this. Never. And as I think I mentioned before, what happened was this. So I think it was Monday, right? It was Monday. It wasn't Tuesday, it was Monday. And what happened was, of course, it being, the first Monday of the month, everybody pretty much got their food stamps or they got their Social Security, whatever the case is. And it's also a 20% off a week for anybody that has the red card and stuff like that. So, to get to the point, I'm on register 13, right? And one of my front end managers, I'll put it this way, she is very businesslike, but she's also very friendly. So she's kind of like, she'll put a fun side, on the shelf while she's working, but when she goes on break and stuff, it's like, oh, okay, she's cool. And sometimes she'll bring it out doing work too. But anyway, we're kind of busy, right? Because it's Monday and it's the start of a 20% off week. So what happens is my manager sees a guy coming and he's obviously got something, and from what I could tell later on, it had to be from electronics or somewhere. So he's got something, or at least near the electronics area. So basically, long story short, to get to the point here, she sees he's got something. He's coming up to the front like this, right? He's coming up to the front like this. He's coming up to the front like this. And my manager's like, sir, you could, because he's walking past, right? He's walking past, right? He's like this. Okay, let me move my dog's, shut my dog's cage door, caddy door there for a second so I can demonstrate. But like, he's walking like this, and he's walking right past my register, right? And she's basically telling the guy, sir, you can check that out here. And as soon as she says that, this is what the guy does. He's walking past, and as soon as she tells him, hey, you can check out here, this is what he does. He literally runs straight out. That's what he does. He basically goes like this, he tells him, you can check out over here, bam, out the door. That's what he does. That's what he does. Literally. Let me see if I can show you a little bit better, because I don't know if you saw that. Saw that demonstration, but this is what he does. Okay? So like I said, she's telling him, hey, you can check out here at my register, right? Because he's walking like this, he's walking past, and as soon as she tells him that, this is what he does. He runs out the door. And then she has to call AP over the walkie to tell him what just happened. And apparently later on, from what I was able to overhear, a little bit, it sounded like, this guy was part of some kind of plan where, basically he had some of his buddies in the store. He took the stuff and they probably told him, hey, if somebody tries to stop you to say, hey, check out here, whatever, run. And that's what he did. That's what he did. I mean, literally, it's like my register is like right where the chair is. And he's basically going like, doot, 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 and shoom, like that, out the door. And to me, honestly, I have seen, people steal and everything when I was at Walmart, and I'm one that should talk. But anyway, that's the past, focus on the future. But anyway, that was the first time I'd ever seen that at Target. In fact, in the six and a half years I was at Walmart, and in retail period, I had never seen anybody do that. Never. I've never seen it when I was working. Well, I was working in the back at the Walmart in Lawrence, Kansas, but still, I had never seen anybody really do that, even while I was working late into the evening in Lawrence, Kansas. Nor did I ever see people do it in my other job before that, which was at Food for Less in Lawrence, Kansas. I'd never seen anybody do that. Not once. And yet I'm going into my 60th day next week, and this is the first time I've ever seen this happen at retail. First time. Now, is it the first time I've seen anybody, steal stuff and escape with it? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not, what I'm trying to say is let me rewind. Okay. All right. Anyway, what I was trying to say, is it the first time? Is it not the first time? What I'm trying to say, is it the first time I've seen people do it like that? Not really. Because if it's not the register, it's the side doors. Because I remember, and I do apologize that I almost lost track of what I was saying. I kind of do take after my mom a little bit, where when you start talking, you start fumbling your words a little bit because of the fact that you're trying to talk about this and that, and you almost lose track of what you're saying. But anyway, like I said, I have seen this before, but not in this manner. Because I remember one time I was working at Walmart, and it was lunchtime. I was coming back from lunch, and I saw this car parked like right in this area. Like it was parked, like let's say the couch here is the parking lot, right? So I see this car like parked where the speaker is, right where the speaker is. So I see the car basically parked like right where the speaker is, right? And it pulls up a little bit. Pulls up a bit, pulls up in front of me. I ask him if I can help him with anything, and he's like, oh, no, I don't need your help. He says he doesn't need my help. And then, as I'm walking back into the store, all of a sudden, I see the car move up a little bit more to the emergency exit outside a garden, right? And then all of a sudden, I see this guy burst right through the garden door with stuff and get in the car, and they drove off. And I had to tell AP of what I saw so they could see it on the camera. And, again, to go back to what I was saying, this is not the first time I've seen this happen. It's not the first time, and I know it's not going to be the last. But still, it's one of those situations where it just catches you off guard. I've seen people walk into the Walmart at times when I was there. They have their face covered and stuff, and something's up. And then you see that person trying to walk out with a bunch of stuff, but then be cornered or be talked to, and then he has to walk out without it, he or she. And it's like, the first thing that goes to your mind is, what are they thinking? Why are they doing this, right? What are they thinking? What are they doing this? And it's just one of those situations to where, sooner or later, a lot of retail stores are going to be like, enough. We're not going to deal with this crap anymore. We need more security, more AP people out there than ever before. And I think that's what's going to happen. But yeah, that really threw me off. But out of all the times I've been in retail, I've never seen somebody, just run past the manager and run out the door to stuff. Never once. in as far as I've been working. I mean, there have been some people that have tried some sneaky crap, if you will, and I've seen it. And again, it makes you wonder why people do this. I mean, I remember when I first worked at Walmart, and it was a night shift. A guy went to self-checkout, and this is before they changed up self-checkout, to what it is now. But a guy basically was trying to buy some shoes, right? He was trying to buy some shoes, and what happened is that he couldn't buy them. So he left the box, out self-checkout, right? He left the box at self-checkout, and me and one of the other guys that was there, I look into the box. I open the box, and I notice the shoes in there that are supposed to be in there are not the ones that are supposed to be in there. Instead, they're his raggedy old shoes that he came into the store with. And what he did is he put them on, obviously in the dressing room or the clothes section or whatever, and decided to act like he was going to buy them. And then when it's revealed he couldn't, he just walked out with the shoes he was wearing that he had not bought, if you catch my drift. And then I don't know if it was an attempt I don't know if it was an attempt the other day for someone to try to do this. But I had a customer that said, oh, well, these people always let me use my driver's license as my credit card. And I'm thinking, okay, I've never heard of that. I mean, I know it can be done, but I've never heard of that. So I had to bring in a manager or bring in somebody that knows what's going on, and then the girl just leaves when she finds out she can't do it. Now, obviously, she either got confused because we're across the street from TJ Maxx and they're across from us, or she was trying to steal. I don't know. But it kind of threw me off. Anyway, like I said, that was just, something that, like I said, really caught me off guard that moment on Monday when that guy did what he did. He just went, whoo, just like that. Just really threw me off. I was like, okay. And apparently, like I said, there was more to it than just, him being in there by himself. Like, he obviously had some people helping him out, and they were trying to do stuff as well. It's just one of those situations to where, again, when you see it happen, you're like, you have to ask yourself, why? Why don't they just get jobs? They're so desperate to get things, why don't they get jobs? I don't get it. I mean, again, I can't speak for myself because what I did was stupid as well. I mean, all I did was this, with something like that, and, that was about it. And yeah, it was very stupid for me to do. But still, it's almost like you wonder, you wonder why people do it, on a more grander scale. Because when you look at what I did in the past, at Walmart with something like this, except it was a little smaller, when you see me basically, there we go, just turn on my computer, or getting off its resting mode. But anyway, when you see me doing something like this, that's nothing compared to stealing something out of electronics that's more than that. So, again, it makes you wonder, why do people... I mean, it's understandable if they take, a Coke and everything, and even though that's still stealing, and like I said, I know from experience, even though they would take that, that's not looked at as a big deal. Even though they can come into the store and take a bite out of a piece of bread or whatever over at the bakery and then set it back, that's not looked at as a big deal. That's not looked at as a big deal. Because it's not that much loss. But when this kind of stuff happens, it makes you wonder why. What goes through their minds, But yeah, like I said, it kind of caught me off guard a little bit. But then what was more interesting, though, is something that, I'll be honest with you, we've had at Walmart, we've had kids, young kids, ride off, or other just regular people ride off with our electric carts You know, the ones that the store provides for the disabled, for people that are disabled, healing from injuries, or just, you know, senior citizens basically that can't really walk as much as they, you know, walk as long as they, you know, used to. Anyway, I know that a couple of times looking at the Big W, we've had people ride off with our electric carts all the way up, and this is the truth, all the way up to the Veterans Park where the buses stop to drop me off now, to I can go on the 45 East so I can get to work. We've had people drive them up all the way up to there. We've had kids ride them off the property and basically throw stuff at one of our associates trying to stop them. Basically, you know, bully him and say, "Oh, you can't do nothing." And it's like, what is going on here, right? So we've seen all this. Heck, I've had to bring some of these electric carts back over from certain areas, you know, outside of the store location. You know, either it's across the street just by a few feet, or, you know, it's over at the park, which is in the back of the store. I've had to do it. But never once have I ever heard this. Because yesterday one of our associates was going home, and she has to, you know, have a electric cart to use to shop and everything because she's disabled and everything. You know, she's kind of physically disabled where she can't really walk, you know, very long on her own. She has to have a cane or something like that. Anyway, she's checking out at my lane, and she's talking with one of our maintenance guys. Basically, he's our maintenance guy. He fixes things and all that. And our mechanic, if you will. And he basically says that one of the things he's working on currently is trying to repair one of our 3 electric carts. And why is he repairing it? Because basically it got stolen. It got drove off the property, and then when they recovered it, it got stripped down, you know, from its main parts. Its main parts were stripped from it. And it's like, you got to be kidding me kind of deal, right? It's like, you got to be effing kidding me. It's like, why? And then, of course, the associate that was going home also mentioned one that got vandalized. So it's like, you know, what is going on here, right? But as far as I know, we've only had 3, and this third one apparently drove off the property and stripped of basically all its main components. But yeah, I'll tell you, it's one of those situations to where, you know, I knew what I was getting myself into when I, you know, applied here, but never once in my life in retail have I ever seen somebody run as soon as the manager tries to get them to potentially check out, run literally in front of them and the person they want them to check out with, and go out the door. And never once have I ever heard of something like an electric cart being stripped down for parts. You know, like, you know, the way it's being described. Yeah, it's just one of those situations, you know. It's one of those crazy old deals. But besides that, it was an okay week. It's been an okay week. All the days have gone by pretty fast, you know, when you think about it. Because we've been busy, it's been going by pretty fast. So that's been helpful. That's really been helpful. And, you know, I look forward to next week. I really do. I look forward to next week. And the reason I look forward to next week is not only does it increase my upcoming paycheck that comes the 25th, if you will, but now I can use the increase that I get from said paycheck to get some money early. Yeah. You see, one of the programs that a lot of retailers, big or small, you know, major or minor, are using nowadays are programs like the Even app, which Walmart uses as far as I know still, and Daily Pay, which ironically I first got introduced to when I tried temporarily working at Dollar Tree, and basically is also utilized by Target. So when I heard about that, I was like, oh, wait a minute, I know what that is. I know what that is because it, it was a part of my pay, if you will, part of the way I could get some money early when I was at Dollar Tree, the temporary time I was there. So, long story short, I basically connect my Target account with it, my employee account with it, so I can try to get some money early, but I can't be able to do it. Something is screwed up, something's not working, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I'm new, right? I'm new to this. Maybe it takes time. Maybe it's waiting for my 90 days to go up. That's not the case. Apparently you're supposed to be able to do it right away, as soon as you get some money. So what happened is I go on the app and I go to one of the settings, if you will, or not the settings, but the notification bell on the right side of the screen. And it says that my account had been canceled. So I'm figuring, why is it canceled? What's going on? So I call up the Daily Pay people, 3 times. The first time was to switch my phone number to the phone number on my cell phone here, so it'll make it easier for me to access the account through the app. Then the second time was last week when I talked to somebody, explained the situation, and they're like, "Okay, no problem. We'll send an escalated ticket, as they call it, to the people that could take care of it for you. Although it's going to take 72 hours, not counting weekends, because I did this on Thursday. Basically she said it. Not counting weekends, you're looking at Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday at the latest, maybe Wednesday even at the latest, right? Well, I checked this morning, to see if there's any significant change, and there isn't. There's no significant change. So I have to call them back. And thank God I got a hold of somebody right off the bat. The guy sounded very enthusiastic, very helpful, and it sounded like the guy may have been, might have been one of the higher guys up there on the food chain, if you know what I mean. I explained the situation. He looks it up and he's like, whoa, wait a minute. It shows your account's active, but it's not been activated. In other words, it shows that, hey, I do have an account connected to my job and it's ready to go. It's just not been activated. And even he was kind of perplexed by that. So he activated it, and now I can finally get some money out. I can finally get some money out, extra money out if I have to on my upcoming checks, just like with the even. So in other words, if I have things to do, I don't necessarily have the money on me per se, thanks to my recent check, I can dig into my upcoming check and get some money out of that so I can help out. That's what I can do. But yeah, it was weird. I was like, it's been to me because it was a week since I last talked to the person, and I'm like, what is going on here? Why am I not getting the opportunity to get some extra money out? Because I have things to take care of, bills and all that. And apparently, even though they sent the escalated ticket to the people that were supposed to do it, those people didn't get to it. Apparently something came up. I don't know, and I don't know what that is. But thankfully now I can get the extra money if I need to. But, long story short, in closing, it's been one of those weeks. I mean, the fact that I had Saturday and Monday to myself, I have Wednesday and today to myself, and the fact that my mom was off on Monday and Tuesday due to the fact that, again, we lost a friend of the family, a very close friend of the family, basically the stepfather to my second older sister's husband. So, yeah, it was just one of those weeks where my mom took Monday off because I think, and Tuesday off because, to go to the viewing and then basically to recharge her batteries the following day because she knew she'd come home late. But also, like I said, to recharge her batteries physically and mentally, as well as recompose herself physically and mentally, and just prepare herself for this past Wednesday when she went back. And it's been, like I said, it's been really interesting. Oh, and what's even more funny is finally the guy that I've complained about, the guy that does the late driving, if you will, on the bus. Finally, he kind of got his act together. Not much, but he's getting there because apparently he was 5 to 6 minutes down on Monday and 6 to 7 minutes down on Tuesday. So that's an improvement. The only difference is that on Monday, he kind of took his time a little bit at the Turlock Transit Center to go to use the restroom and do whatever, right? And then he did something similar on Tuesday night where he went to use the facilities and then he went to the store again. I don't know what store it is around there that he goes to before coming back. So, yeah, apparently he is improving. He is improving. But that's not what's even crazier. So yesterday, one of the drivers that picks me up either at 7:30 or 9, on 7:30 or 9:15. Usually, as of late, he's been getting one of the big buses. You know, like buses that are like from here to here, if you will, from here to here. That's basically the length of the bus that he's been getting. Well, unfortunately, yesterday he ended up getting the more compact minivan version of the bus. However, the ones that got the big bus, the ones, like I said, that are from here to here, were another bus driver who, I'm going to say is part of, LGBTQ, all due respect, no offense. And, they drove me. I was the only one. Honestly, I was the only one. Drove me to work. And then another lady who reminds me of the other bus driver lady I've been riding with for the past several years picks me up in the same kind of bus. But the lady that picks me up for my job on the same kind of bus, apparently the computer system is not connecting correctly. Yeah, it's not connecting correctly because even though on the marquee in front of the bus when it approaches, the bus stop to pick people up, even though it said 45E, which was 45 East, and then later on 45 West, even though it said that, the computer screen on there, which is basically something like this. Well, it's not this small. I'll kind of give you a better idea of what I mean. The computer screen, which is basically about this size, maybe a little smaller, about this size almost. The computer screen that's about, I would say about from here to here, it didn't say 45 East or West. And it usually says that. It usually, acknowledges, what route it goes on. It didn't do that. Instead, it said 15E, 15 East. And that's normally reserved for the bus or for the bus driver that takes those kind of buses to Modesto in the Modesto Transit Center. Yeah. So even though the marquee on front of the bus, when it approaches you, said 45E, 45E, 45W, the computer screen, that, shows you, what is the next stop and everything, and even, calls it out, it said 15E. And then it says Modesto Transit Center. And even she was perplexed. She was like, that don't make sense. It's like, what is going on here? So I'm sure she told her superiors when she got back, like, yeah, something screwed up here. But yeah, so far it's been an interesting week. Been very, very interesting. And I look forward to next week and see what that brings and, just go from there. Just go from there. What I plan to do is wait till at least maybe Wednesday at the latest, if nothing happens, to pay the rest of the cable. Because if I can get a bit of an advancement that's a little higher than what I have right now, or what I could get right now, that's going to help out with the cable greatly in a big way. Because even though I'll still have money on me, it'll still help out, tremendously in the long run, especially if I can hold on to some money that I have, if you catch my drift. But anyway, though, guys, I just wanted to come on here, do this TGIF vlog for today, the 11th of March, which is a Friday, of course. Let me know what your thoughts are down below about some of the things I said here in the vlog. Live chat during the premiere where super chats and super stickers are open and would be appreciated, guys. If you can help me out in any kind of way. Also, check me out at my Teespring store. for merchandise there. Also check me out at VENMO at BW Roses for content you can't get anywhere else due to copyright reasons. Also check me out at patreon.com/BW Roses to support me there at the $1, $3 tier. Also check me out at DeviantArt.com/BVW1979. Also check me out at BW Roses Discussions, all your favorite audio podcast platforms except for Pandora. Also check me out at Venmo at Brian-Walmer-2 to help support me there, whatever you can do, as well as at Cash App at BW Roses 98. So until next time, guys, let me know what your thoughts are down below. And like I said in the live chat, with super stickers and super chats are open, it would be appreciated. And until next time, guys, I am out.